Hello, York 2025 spectators to come. Nearly all of the historical records that survive from medieval York were kept by the most fastidious, orderly people in those communities. The ones who were concerned enough about financial or legal or religious issues to write things down permanently for the record, often in the form of complaints. A few of their complaints, though, offer us hints about the majority of your predecessors, those who attended the York plays and those who played in them, non-bureaucrats who did not otherwise leave behind records of their lives and their attitudes and their practice at all. Look at Brother Melton of York, 1426, who complains, quote, "The citizens of the aforesaid city and the other foreigners coming into it during the said festival attend not only to the play on the same feast, but also greatly to feastings, drunkenness, clamors, songs, and other wantonness." Or the York Masons, who complain in 1432, "The subject of our pageant often produced more laughter than devotion, and quarrels, disagreements, and fights arose among the people from this," which ends up forcing the Masons' pageant to play on into the night when they were prepared by the schedule to finish before sunset. This happened again and again. Imagine the medieval York Corpus Christi plays. 50 short play scripts, each one based on a different Bible story or on medieval fanfic of the Bible, each one produced and performed by a different craft guild or other group, all on one day. Nearly every year from 1376 to 1569, the playmakers of York put their plays on wagon stages and pulled the wagon stages across the whole city, with each of their 50 plays repeating at each of 12 different stations, from sunrise well into the night. Their massive biblical drama focuses primarily on the lives of Jesus and his mother Mary, but their story extends all the way back to God's creation of the universe and continues forward to the last day of judgment. It was a big, religious, messy, citywide party. Some folks now might find the religious content of the stories off-putting. Some folks now who hold the religious stories sacred may find the play's medievally playful approach to them troubling. If either of those descriptions fits you, or if you're just curious, check out the religious content and context page linked through our Info to Know website. But as of this recording, we are now 1 week and 1 day away from the big event. On Saturday, June 7th, 2025, rain date June 8th, starting at 6 a.m. and likely continuing past midnight, 17 performance groups from across North America, organized and hosted by PLS and the CRRS, will converge on Toronto to present all of the York plays in medieval style. We'll be in medieval style, repeating each play on replica wagon stages across 3 performance stations, outdoors, no chairs, at the Burwash Quad, at the Victoria University campus in the University of Toronto. It's just south of Charles Street West between Queen's Park and St. Thomas's Street. You can also walk in from the northwest corner of Queen's Park or from the western end of St. Mary's Street. Set your GPS if you're using that for 89 Charles Street West. Parking in the area will be difficult, as it always is in Toronto, but you can find quite a few all-day lots within a 5 to 15-minute walk in the area, or if you're early and lucky, you can find outdoor green pea spots. However, when you are planning your visit, take special note of the advisories that we've put on our show website. As of this recording, the weather forecasts mainly look good. Knock on wood, please. But please be aware that we have a rain date on June 8th, and that weather or other issues may force us to pause, postpone, or cancel these plays at any time, and with no notice. We have posted alerts that TTC service on June 7th and 8th will be suspended, at least as of this recording, will be suspended on June 7th and 8th on Line 2 with some shuttle bus support. And that between 7:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on June 7th, most of the streets immediately surrounding our event will be blocked off for the 10K run for women. That last one from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. is a good reason to drive in early if you're driving to make our 6 a.m. start. But really, you can arrive whenever you like, wander at will, leave when you wish, come back if you wish. That's how medieval street play spectators did it. All of those people that Brother Melton is complaining about. And giving you pointers on how to be a medieval spectator is why I'm here today. My name is Matt Sergi. I'm General Manager of the York Plays 2025 event. I'm Interim Chair and President of PLS, and I'm also an Associate Professor of English at the University of Toronto, where I do research into medieval entertainment. Medieval plays have often been misunderstood in the past, largely because modern players and audiences, we've inherited a lot of weird habits from present-day theaters and screens which don't fit so well with playtexts that predate the building of the first English theater by about a century. So, How to be a medieval spectator. 1. Arrive when you like, wander at will, leave when you wish, come back if you wish. The shape and size of these repeating plays developed with the understanding that lots of people would watch only parts or follow one play they liked that a friend was in maybe, or walk around and view them out of order, view some parts of them just in passing. They can be also enjoyed beginning to end in all their 19-hour-long glory. But if you opt to do that, don't be surprised if some of the dialogue, built to be watched in parts, feels over-explanatory or repetitive. If you choose to be a long-form spectator, make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's a long day, so make sure that you're taking breaks to grab food, water, washrooms, and so forth, which you often will be able to fit into the transition between plays. But for longer breaks, since each play repeats once at each of 3 stations, long-formers might for that reason want to start watching at the beginning of the day at station 1, so that if they take a half-hour break and return to station 2, they can catch the second repetition of the play that was running at station 1 when they left. Again, every cluster of plays, except the last one, will repeat at station 1, then at station 2, then at station 3. But don't be a purist. To actually see every single minute of your play's 2025 will be a Herculean task, and won't be any more of an authentic experience than to wander through the plays as you please. Medieval drama is not about completion or perfection. Do what feels good. 2. Move around, adjust, try out different vantage points. There will be 3 stations spaced out across the campus space, where the wagons will park and where the shows will happen. Each team may use the wagon and the station in a different way, in a different configuration, but position yourself wherever you wish in relation to those performances. And if your current position doesn't feel right anymore, feel free to move. Yes, move during the action. Move whenever you like. Moving during the plays is not a disruption. Moving during the show is expected. Just stay a meter back from the wagons themselves for safety reasons. And no, you will not be able to hear every word of the plays. You don't have to understand them. But if you want to hear better, move closer. 3. Be flexible and expect unpredictables. This will certainly be an unpolished series of variable shows produced by teams and players with wildly varied backgrounds, experiences, and ideals, in an outdoor space with birds in it, and wind, and who knows what else. There may likely be squirrels that come near you. There may likely be players who walk among you or try to interact with you. If you don't like what's near you, move. You can move at will. Our production stage manager will make all calls about how much weather is too much, and plays may continue in a light drizzle at times. Hopefully it won't come to that, knock on wood. But if that's not your style, you can move to a drier vantage if available, or you can just take a break and come back later, no hard feelings. For cancellations and postponements, should they occur, our players may move temporarily inside to their indoor space, which is part of our internal rain plan. But that internal space isn't large enough to hold public attendees. So should that occur, public attendees, spectators, should take a break at that point, go find some place dry, and check back at our website regularly for updates about how we're handling that weather issue. 4. Come prepared for what will allow you to enjoy yourself and minimize phone use. We provide neither chairs nor food nor umbrellas at this event, so bring your own, bring your own, bring your own. Or sit on the grass or on the steps, or hit up one of the nearby grab-and-go places in the area to eat, to get food and bring it in. You can bring food with you in. I like Eataly at Bay and Bloor. It's a 7-minute walk from our east gate. It can be pricey, but you can pick up some really good food there. Eat and drink during the show, but no alcohol or smoking. That's modern campus regulations. And obviously, please clean up after yourself. And as much as we'll have a bunch of transitions of various length happening between the plays, possibly a lot of dead air that we'll try to fill it, that's medieval style too, please keep your phone use to a minimum, because it will deaden precisely the parts of you that can best appreciate the sheer 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional mass and mess of medieval plays. That said, if you do periodically want to document what you're seeing by taking a video or photo of what you see, we'd be happy for you to share that with us. Look for QR codes and event signage that tell you how to share videos or photos you take. Also, take note of the schedule of plays at the website and on the show program. If you want to avoid any particular material, violent material, etc., you will have to take note yourself of which plays those are ahead of time. We will not be able to make announcements. 5. Authentic medieval drama must let the present flow through its pores. Expect angels wearing sneakers. Do not expect a precious museum piece. These plays were never about suspension of disbelief, about a realistic illusion. You attend to see how your neighbor, Alison the Weaver, might take on the role of the Virgin Mary. You're not attending to be convinced that the Virgin Mary is really standing there in front of you. Expect our players to be visible as themselves, visible as present-day people from across North America, taking on roles that were written centuries ago. In some places, adding their own flair or embellishments. Medieval playtexts are built to be porous. That's how they're written, and they work best when the reality of the present moment of performance flows into them. Performing this way is actually truer to historical practice. And yes, sounds from one play's station to the other play's station will likely bleed into each other. You will be able to hear some of the action from another play happening at the same time as yours. That's how it works. 6. Attend York Plays 2025 as you would a sporting event, not as you would modern theater. Your predecessors were often drunk and rowdy. You are not allowed to be drunk. We are not allowed to have alcohol on campus, just as a reminder. But your predecessors were drunk and rowdy, so you can be rowdy at least. Medieval English players never used the word theater to describe what they were doing. Medieval English players called it a play, or even called it a game. They used those terms synonymously. We're playing a game of Bible stories here, a role-playing game. So spectate like you're at a game, like you're at a Jays game. You should hoot and holler for what you like energetically during the plays. Yes, during the plays, because that supports the players you're rooting for. Just be sure not to make it about pulling focus to you. Use your exuberance to send energy toward the performers. Yeah, go Allison! And your awareness to see whether it's really adding energy to the shows rather than taking it away. If you wish, you could even boo and hiss the bad guys as long as you're aware enough to see whether that booing seems to be feeding the bad guy player rather than throwing them off. And if you don't like the rowdiness that someone next to you is showing, if it's too much for you, well, feel free to move. The plays have built-in repetition, so you do not have to hear every word of the plays. You don't have to, but if you want to hear better, move closer. 7. You, yes you, have a job to do. Help us stay on schedule using cheering and chanting. This is the fun part. York Plays 2025 really is a sporting event in many ways. Our 17 teams are tasked with physical plays that require tons of energy and that thrive on ongoing cheering and enthusiasm, even during the plays, not just after, but also with fitting those feats of play into a tight schedule. In order to make it work, we have to keep it moving and keep it alive and keep it in time. Most touchy in our schedule will be the movement, parking, and braking of the wagon stages in transitions. You see a team working especially well or effectively in that regard, cheer on their efforts. If they get it done in 3 minutes, woo, well done! Nearly as challenging will be each team's effort to get their whole play cluster done in the time slot allotted to them. Many of the York plays survive in wildly different lengths. Some are shorter ones that have lost pages, which the performers will be filling in with new content of their own. But the longer ones will run up against the bells. That is, our stage managers at each station will indeed have bells marking time. They'll ring a single ding when there is 1 minute left. But when time is up, they'll start ringing madly. Ding, 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 ding. And when they do, we need you to support them, to cheer on the group that is currently going if they've gone overtime, to just help them end and move to the next station, even if they didn't make it to the end this time, so they can have enough time to try again at the next station and to pass their time to the group who's going to be trying following theirs. Whew. So here's what we're going to do. If and when you hear ding, 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 and the play you're watching is not finished yet, we need you to support the dings by starting to chant the medieval Latin term that signals that a text is done. It's not pronounced explicit, it's pronounced explicit, explicit, explicit. Louder and faster as you go. Say it with me. Explicit, 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 explicit. The team will know that that's a sign of support for the whole event. It means, good job, we loved your show, but get moving, you're out of time. Medieval drama is not about completion or perfection, so it's okay to lob off the end sometimes when the next team is moving in, and we need your support as a spectator to keep things moving. 8. Get invested. The original medieval wagon plays were even bigger than what we're doing on June 7th, rain day June 8th. 10% of the whole population of the medieval city to be either in the cast or the supporting crew of at least one play. So everyone, except perhaps the visiting tourists, of which there were also many, knew someone in the show, and many, many had contributed somehow, building sets, sewing costumes. We can't replicate that level of investment in terms of present-day Toronto, but we can make an extra effort to cheer on people we know, to come to support friends and cheer them out by name, even as they play. We can make an extra effort, too, to help, to participate by, say, if you see trash, pick it up, put it in a receptacle. If you see a problem, help us solve the problem, rather than complaining. Actually, there's no central authority to even take such a complaint to. I'm general manager, but I have little say or sway over what individual groups choose or choose not to do, and also I'll be busy being one of the movers of the wagons. You can contribute financially to PLS, which is a nonprofit organization registered with Canada Helps, by following the links at the website or the QR codes at the event, or by finding a PLS representative at the event who will be collecting cash and taps. Those contributions will go to the maintenance of the wagons, to future events like these, to keeping these kinds of plays going. With that in mind, and in memory of my favorite present-day singer-songwriter, the late Jill Sobule, who broke ground in crowdsourcing music and who thanked her donors by including album tracks in which she sang them her thanks, I will not be singing, but rather in the form of the York plays, I'd like to thank some of our most generous donors so far by working their names into a York Plays-style rhyming verse. In these old plays, new souls and bodies are enthused by news pre-modern, thanks to Susan and John Goddard. Godly, we're full up. From Robin Phillips, Linda Phillips, who filled up our cup. We raise that beverage to Paul Tevis, generous endlessly, and ever at Dave Klausner's house, the reverent praise that often sang we, for him and for ongoing love always, for Barbara Tangney. To Joel Kaplan, tip our cap, O Captain, whose help made this happen, and the one who bridged the gap and brings us such great joy, contributes scholarship and cash, thanks to our Linda Boyer. And thank you to anonymous donors who make our dramas sizzle, who, perhaps my mom did this. Either way, thank you. And I will write a verse like this if you give over $500 too. So thank you all. And see you on Saturday, June 7th, bright and early, or whenever you wish to join us. Date again is June 8th. And thanks in advance for your flexibility. X-Plitchit.